Alrighty, chat. It's time for potentially the most dangerous stream I'm about to do. This is very potentially, like very much potentially the most dangerous stream I will ever do. Cause like Pokemon opinions in general are dangerous, all right? On the internet, opinions are dangerous. All right? They are quite the weapon to those with fragile minds. And I believe that one of the most fragile communities is the Pokemon community. So, when I say my opinions, know that they are my opinions and mine alone. Uh I ain't gonna critique I ain't gonna critique, right? No full on design critiques or anything like that. Maybe I'll say like a few things where it will be like, "Oh, I would like it more if blank blank blank." But no, like there won't be any genuine like the design would be better if it had this or this, or remove this and add that. None of that. None of that. The only critique, there's only one. No, there will be two. Yes, there will be two guaranteed critiques that I will have when it comes to these starters. All right? And I'm not even talking about just the new ones, right? I mean when it comes to every starter Pokemon that has ever existed. All right? All right. So, is there a Tailist Maker Pokemon starters? I want it to include. Okay. There's that one. And then okay. This is fine. This works. I have one for just the babies, one for the middle, and then one for the one for the final evolution. Shit. I just Here we go. Put that back here. All right. Let me put on some music. While I do this. All right. Are you ready, chat? Are you ready for me to get like potentially like just potentially like just killed out in the street? All right. Let me grab this. Put it there. Can you see that all right, chat? Actually, you know what? For this, let me me do it like this. And make it bigger. And then I need to actually get rid of some of these tiers. I need to get rid of some of these tiers. By some of these tiers, I do mean like all of these tiers. Because like, it is purely a like and dislike. All right? This is purely a like or dislike. No ranking. None of that. No ranking. It is purely like or dislike. That's all this will be. All right? Like, dislike. We're going real simple with this. Just a yes, no. Just a yes or no system. All right? So, chat, let me read you the tweet that I sent out. All right? And this is to explain like what I meant, like what I mean by it. You know? So what I tweeted out was, I said, and I quote, I'm going to quote myself. All right? The last time I liked all the starter Pokemon was Gen 4. The last time I liked at least one of the starters was Gen 5. These new starters fill me with lots of whimsy, and I like them a lot, and I hope their evolutions are nice as well. Now, chat. What I mean by that, all right? There is a small caveat, right? There is the smallest of caveats to that statement. And it is that my personal feelings towards one of the earlier starters has changed, but it's due to what I feel is Game Freak's abuse of the Pokemon, right? Their heavy abuse of the Pokemon's popularity. And it hurts me. It hurts me personally, right? And it's made me find that particular evolution of the Pokemon to be very off-putting. All right? So let me get this started, all right? We're gonna get started. All right? So we're starting with Bulbasaur, right? I'll literally just do one Pokemon line at a time. All right? We'll go through it all. We'll get there. All right? So we're starting with Bulbasaur, Venusaur, then Ivysaur, right? I love Bulbasaur. I love look at that cute little face. Look at him. Like, look at him. You look at that precious face and tell me you don't like him. There is no way you don't like Bulbasaur. Look at him. All right? We go here. Ivysaur, perfect. Perfect growth, right? This little fella, right? He growing up. That's an adolescent right there. That is amazing. Yes. And then we get to Venusaur. Look how big and chunky that fella is. We love Venusaur. We love Venusaur. All right? Venusaur's got like that big flower, right? Like, look at that big dumb face. I love him so much. I would love to have a Venusaur. Right? This entire line, I will get a Bulbasaur and I will level it up and like evolve it all the way. 100%. 100%. I will evolve it all the way. All the way from Bulbasaur to Ivysaur to Venusaur, and I'll love it. I will love it throughout the entirety of it. All right? That is a perfect little guy right there. All right? And then next, all right? We're already getting into it. We're into Charmander. I love Charmander. I love Charmander. Look at this little guy. Look how happy he is. He's so cute. I love lizards. Chat, if there's one thing there is to know about me, is I love lizards. I love bugs and I love lizards. All right? I love bugs and I love lizards. All right? They're so cute and so cool, right? I love them. Right? What about buggy lizards? That's an iguana. Iguana. You ever seen iguana? They look like bugs. And then we have Charmeleon. Amazing evolution. Right? Amazing middle evolution. It like just slightly bigger Charmander. Getting more angular. Look at him. I love that each time, right, with these two, they're so happy and then they evolve a little bit and they get a little grumpy, right? Just like a teenager, right? You go from being a baby and you're all happy and it's like, yay! And then you get teenager, right? And you know, you get a little angsty, you know? It's badass. And then already we get to the problem. We are, in fact, already at my problem where my feelings are conflicted, right? I have very, very conflicting feelings when it comes to Charizard. When I first played Pokemon, Charmander was my start. Charmander was my start. Right? And I love Charmander, I love Charmeleon, and I love Charizard. I loved Charizard. He looks so cool. And like he's a cool like dragon, right? It's so like he's so cool, right? He was so cool. Right? I had toys, right? I had toys of him. However, as the years went by and you know, as you know what, let me put him right now. I'll put him in liked right now so that, you know, the thumbnail for the stream will have it in like. We'll have him in like right now. But you know, before by the time I get to the end of this statement, that will change. Game Freak, as the years went by, they started heavily marketing Charizard as sort of the poster boy. Charizard became the poster boy for Pokemon. Same way Pikachu, right? Pikachu's the mascot for Pokemon, right? But Charizard became the poster boy, right? It was all about Charizard. Charizard is the Rathalos, right? Charizard is just like Monster Hunter's Rathalos, where they feel the immense need to add them to everything. Absolutely everything. And the idea that a new mechanic can be done without giving Charizard special treatment will become a failing upon the company. Right? So they give him the most incredible, like it is insane how like specially favored Charizard gets with everything, right? They would never not give Charizard anything and everything, right? We were genuinely so, I feel lucky that Charizard did not get a unique Z move. The fact that Charizard did not get a unique Z move, like we were very like it is astonishing, right? But also note tons of people, especially in the competitive scene, from what I saw, the popular opinion was that Z moves suck, right? Like, the popular opinion was that Z moves were bad. Which, like, and then immediately afterwards, you got Gigantamaxing, of which they give Charizard one, right? Like, of course, they immediately gave Charizard one. Like, in fact, Charizard, once again, is frontline and center in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Charizard is, like, the 5th Pokemon you see in that game. Right? Charizard is the... Hell, I'm pretty sure Charizard is the 2nd Pokemon you see, if not the 1st. Right? So, it's... And because of that, my feelings for Charizard have become... I have grown a very strong disdain. I have gained a very strong disdain for Charizard. Because again, it's the same reason I hate the Rathalos. I hate the Rathalos in Monster Hunter, right? It's always there. Everything, it gets everything, right? It constantly gets like an updated version, right? And so it is that overexposure to this, right? But I still love Charmander and I still love Charmeleon. It's just I cannot look at Charizard the same. Every time I look at Charizard, I don't feel whimsy anymore. Like, I had such amazing childlike wonder when I was a child at the time, but when I first saw Charizard in Pokemon Leaf Green, right? When I first saw Charizard in Pokemon Leaf Green, when I got my... Note, I was a freak. I was an absolute freak in that game because I picked Charmander, and then I leveled that Charmander up until it suddenly became a Charmeleon. Like, I went up... Chat, do not call me a baby. Please do not call me a baby. I genuinely hate when people call me a baby. I'm young, but I am not a baby. Um, uh, don't worry, Moosku. It's okay. I forgive you. But I do. It is like something I don't like. That's why I don't like mentioning my age. Because I am nearing 30. I am nearing 30. I am under 30, but I'm getting there. But no, I had my Game Boy. I had a black Game Boy. Right? It's not red, blue, yellow / gold, silver, crystal. I love Crystal. I loved Pokemon Crystal. Pokemon Crystal was so fucking good. Right? Chris, the main female protagonist for Pokemon Crystal is my favorite. Like, that's my favorite design. But yeah, no, genuinely, like, Pokemon Crystal's my favorite Pokemon game. Christopher Pokemon Crystal gives you gender envy. You don't know why. It's okay. She does too. She does that for me too. Probably a big reason why I'm a girl now. That and girls are awesome. But yeah, no. So, yeah, no, just heavy oversaturation of Charizard. And again, when I first saw, so yeah, sorry. Right outside, what is that first city called? I keep wanting to say Pittsburgh. It's Pewter City, right? Or not Pewter City, Pewter Town, Pewter Village. Did they say city? I think they said city. It's Pewter. That's Pewter Gym with fucking Brock, right? Before fighting Brock, right? There's that patch of grass. It is Pewter City. I don't know. Cities are so large to me, right? And then you play those games and it's like, this is not big. This could fit me. This literally fits. This city fits like maybe 20 people at most. Bitch is a hamlet. Brock of the Pittsburgh Gym. Yeah. But yeah, no. So like outside there, just outside there, there's that patch of tall grass. I sat there as a child running around there with my Charmander, right? I ran around there with my Charmander, right? Let me go back here just so that you can see this. I ran around there with my little Charmander, right? Leveled that fucker up until suddenly it was like, wait, what's happening? Cool animation, you know, lights are going, right? And then suddenly that cute little bastard turned into this awesome beast and learned Metal Claw. Which, by the way, hearing that this thing learned a move called Metal Claw when you knew nothing was amazing. Was Metal Claw that early? Yes. Yes, it was. It is the moment Charmander evolves into Charmeleon. When Charmander evolves into Charmeleon, he learns Metal Claw. And that was like so cool, right? It was so cool, right? And then that's how I went through it. And then by the time I was like a few gyms in, it was like suddenly, bam, those lights happen again. And it's like, what do you mean they evolve again? Right? And then fucking Charizard showed up, and I'm like, holy shit, he's a fucking dragon. Holy shit, he's a fucking dragon. My funky little Lizard is turned into a fucking dragon. That's so cool. And then I got a toy of him, right? I got a toy of him with moving arms, legs, and wings, right? And it was so cool. But again, just unfortunately, I don't I don't feel that whimsy anymore, right? Now I see Charizard everywhere, and I'm like, why is he front and center again? Why is he constantly front and center of everything again? Right? Where's Venusaur? Where's Blastoise? Why are they not part of these like initial trailers? Why do they not get this special treatment? Right? Oh, you made Megas? That's cool. That's cool. Oh, you gave Venusaur one. That's awesome. You gave Blastoise one too? Wait, this is really cool. This is awesome. They look so cool. What do you mean Charizard gets two? What do you mean Charizard gets two? And they're both in Ubers. Like they're they're both overpowered as fuck. What do you mean Venusaur's Mega Venusaur is like relatively balanced? What do you mean Mega Blastoise is relatively balanced? And thus do not hold a candle to either Mega Charizards. Right? With Mewtwo is like the DNA Pokemon or whatever the fuck. Not the DNA Pokemon, but like that's a clone, right? Mewtwo's a clone. Mewtwo's a genetic freak. And also like a legendary. So like, you know, like Mega Charizards are actually weak. They were not. When Megas came out, they were not. They were Ubers. They were both. I remember I was there. I was there. They were both constantly used. Both Mega Charizards were constantly used. So You know, it's just, and I feel like it very much defeated the point. It very much defeated the point of Megas, or at the very least what I felt was the point of Megas, which was to make previously unviable Pokemon become viable. Which is why Beedrill got one. And Banette got one. Right? I felt like that was the point. Right? Is Mega Beedrill better than Mega Charizard? Fuck no! Fuck no! Not even close! Mega Beedrill's just on par with a Final Evolution Final Evolution Pokemon. Right? Mega Beedrill is purely just on par with Final Evolutions. Right? Like, it can hold its own against these that are listed here. Not their megas. Right? It's not fair. Right? They weren't thinking about, like, how it feels. Right? How it feels to be the fan of Beedrill, right? Where it's like, this is really cool. I'm so glad my favorite Pokemon got, or like this Pokemon that I really like, got added in this mechanic. I really feel seen. Just for everything else to still be better than it. Right? Just for just for it to be able to be like, it's like, oh, Flavy, thank you for the raid. It's just like, no, see, from a game developer standpoint, it's like, yeah, some need to be weaker than others, but they have evolutions. So it doesn't make sense at all. Especially since all bugs, for the longest time, all bug Pokemon were just weak. Were just weak. If you like bug Pokemon, fuck you. Hi, I like bug Pokemon. Those are my favorites. It took until Volcarona came out for a bug Pokemon to actually be really good. Right? And then there's Buzzwole as well, which, by the way, not a Pokemon. Which also, I could get into that, but that's not what this is about. I do not like Ultra Beasts. I think that story and plot element of Pokemon Sun and Moon is awful and stupid as all fuck. What about Scizor and Heracross? Scizor is strong, but the things that Scizor is weak against really fuck him up. And even with Scizor's strength and speed, they're still not comparative to anything else. Heracross, that's my favorite Pokemon. Don't talk to me about Heracross. Heracross is nothing compared to anything else. Right? You will use any other fighting type Pokemon other than Heracross. They're just better. Right? Scizor's only weakness is fire, and fire does fuck him up, but Also, Caesar's health pool and like general defense like isn't really great. Flygon? Ground. Ground. That's a ground type Pokemon. Let me show you. Let me show you Flygon. Flygon's a ground dragon. Here. Flygon's a ground dragon. Not a bug. It's got wings. That's the dragon part. But yeah, no. Anyways, that's enough about Charizard. Right? This isn't about bug type Pokemon or anything like that. I love, again, you will not find a bigger bug Pokemon lover than me. I love those guys. I love the bug Pokemon are my favorite. Even Joltik? I love Joltik. But, you know. Anyways, Squirtle. Love that Ertl. Wartortle. Love that Ortle. Right? Blastoise. Love that Oise. Right? They're so good. They're just so good. What a phenomenal line. No notes. No notes. Right? They're just so good. They're just so good. And then we get to Gen 2. All right? Chikorita. I love Thickerita. I love Thickerita. Got that studded choker end with the titties out. I love that image so much. Chat, have you not seen that image? Have you not seen that image? Do you not know the Thickerita image? Let me grab you the Thickerita image. Let me grab you Thickerita. It's so funny. Is this only showing what I want it to? Hold on. Open. Just open image, a new tab. There it is. Here it is. He's out, but still rocking that designer choker. She knows what she's about. That smell? She really don't give a fuck. Thickerita. Right? Oop. Like, this post is so fucking funny. It's so fucking funny. I love it. It's so fucking funny. I love it. I love it so much. It's so funny. And then there's also that video of the person preparing a chikorita. Like, by preparing, I mean like for food, for eating. I love that video. I think it's so funny. I love that video so much. The video is awful? What do you mean? It's so funny. Dude, it would happen. That happens in the Pokemon world. You eat the they're animals. All right? Pokemon are animals. That's the big thing about Pokemon, is they are animals. Right? Hey, guess what? That's an animal. That's an animal. That's an animal. That's an animal. These are animals. These are all animals, right? You know what else? You know what else is an animal? This is an animal, chat. This is an animal. This is not a person. This is an animal. And they will be prepared into food. You will go to a fancy restaurant and you will eat cubed Gardevoir. All right? You know what else is an animal? This is an animal. You will have Lopunny stew. You will eat Lopunny stew. 'Cause they're animals. That's porn right there. That right there. That one right there, that's porn. What does Salazzle taste like? Salazzle probably tastes like really terrible. Because of... you see, Salazzle is a lizard, which lizard tastes like chicken usually. However, she is a lizard that primarily uses pheromones for things. And, is like heavily coated in pheromones. So those pheromones that they will, produce would probably, ruin the meat. I'm part bird. I'm a person. It's very different. It's very different. It is very different. I am not your fuzzy buddy. Right? Lucario, the one that talked in the movie? That's an animal. Meowth is an animal. Besides, that doesn't happen in the games. In the Pokemon universe, they're animals. Like, that's what they are. In the Pokemon universe, they're animals. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. You can be like, oh, but this one does this, and that one does that, and Alakazam has an IQ of 500 or 5,000 or whatever the fuck. Like, it doesn't matter. Those are animals. Those are animals. That's the point. The point is that they are animals. You catch and domesticate them, chat. You forcefully domesticate them. That's what Pokeballs do. Because it's made for children. Pokemon can. Like, Pokemon has and always will be made for children, right? Like, it's made for children. You are not arguing about this. We are not arguing about this, right? There is no discussion. This is legitimately not a discussion. This is genuinely not a discussion. This isn't a discussion. They're animals. What Pokemon's laws and morality for those Pokemon is whatever. It's an entirely different fictitious world, right? So if you want to look at them and be like, that they're fucking sexy or whatever, right? Sure, dog, whatever. They probably do it there. They probably do it there. Is Trubbish food? There are animals you don't eat. There are animals you don't eat because their meat is poison. Right? You could probably boil the poison out of a Grimer, right? Or like muck, right? There's probably a way. Can you eat a Gengar? Probably. Probably. Someone will find a way. We found out how to eat fugu fish. All right? Real life comparison, fugu fish. Right? We found a way to prepare that. So someone will probably do it. Super different. Not in the Pokemon world. Again, it is a fictitious world, right? Again, why are you guys even trying to argue this? You guys are the ones like arguing this. I state a fact and y'all are like blowing up about it. It's just a fact that they are in fact animals. They are treated like animals in the world. So of course they're going to be cooked and eaten, right? They're going to be hunted, right? Because people got to eat, right? Like when you make your sandwiches, when you make a sausage, right? Yummy bologna sandwich made out of pig. It's a fact. It's just a fact. You will eat a Toro's steak. Whether you feel morally okay, all right? Right? In the Pokemon universe, right? In their own canons, that's whatever. Right? Who fucking cares? They do. They literally eat Slowpoke tails. They literally eat Slowpoke tails. Right? I'd eat a Snubble? Maybe. Who knows? If Pokemon came to our world. All right, chat, this is the absolute last thing I will say on this. And then we are, in fact, moving on. And whoever brings this up again and tries to continue it will be timed out. All right? All right? Just so genuinely. So genuinely. I'm going to say this last thing. And then if any of y'all who try to bring this up again, including in future streams. Including future streams. All right? You will be timed out. You will be timed out. All right? If Pokemon, right? If Pokemon were brought into our real world, our world right now, we would have the same laws about them that we would our animals, right? Dogs, cats, cows, chickens, they would all follow those laws and feelings of morality, right? On whether you will or will not eat them, right? or what you would do to them if you're some kind of pervert. In real life laws and morality, fucking a Lopunny would be bestiality. Alright? Pokemon Universe is a fictitious world where, for all we know, that could be absolutely normal, and you have no idea how you would feel if you were born and raised in that world. Right? It is entirely different. Right? Because it is a fictitious world. And we are raised in our world, where we have these laws and morality discussions, right? We have a different sense of morality, right? Would you eat a dog? Would you not eat a dog? That's a moral discussion, right? Legally, don't. Also morally, don't. Like, do that to your dog, right? Do not do what you would do to a Lopunny or a Gardevoir. To your domesticated animal. That is disgusting. But if you were born and raised in the Pokemon world, who knows? Who knows? You're gonna eat the Pokemon, right? Whether, it's like, oh yeah, I'll eat these Pokemon or I'll eat those Pokemon, but I won't eat those ones because blah blah blah, right? Morality, legal, or whatever. It's different there. It is different there. Digimon is people. Digimon is people. You're not gonna get shot for bringing up Digimon because that's the difference between Pokemon and Digimon. Digimon is people. Digimon are people, right? They plant their meat and it's entirely different. So Renamon, yes, you can fuck Renamon. In our real life universe, right? If Renamon were to come to our world or whatever, you can fuck Renamon. You can fuck Burgermon, right? Wargreymon you can fuck. Weregarurumon you can fuck. Right? Because they're people. Right? Without any legal or moral discussion. Right? Because they are just people. If you wanna go look at Magnadramon, like, you can go fuck Magnadramon. It don't matter. There's no discussion to be had there. There is no discussion to be had there. That's a person. It's like Mass Effect with aliens and whatnot. Right? There's nothing to talk about there. Literally, there's nothing to talk about there. You're morally safe and secure. And now, discussion over. We are not bringing up the topic anymore. It's over. There is no discussion. There is no argument. There was statements that are facts. And it's done now. It's over. Anyways, Bayleaf is badass. I like Bayleaf's design. I love going from Chikorita to Bayleaf. I like that, like, alright. Chikorita does have, like, in terms of, like, design or whatever, right? It is a more, like, feminine design, but then it's like you have Bayleaf, which is a bit more of like a butch masculine design, right? It's that like growth period, right? And I like it. And then goes into Meganium, which is really pretty. I like Meganium. I think Meganium is really pretty. I need to fix this. Why aren't they there? And then they need to go there. I need to fix this. Why did they break this? This is where I admit I have no idea where these guys go. I think that's right. We'll see. Yeah, no, I like the Chikorita line. I like the entire Chikorita line. Cyndaquil is so fucking cute. Cyndaquil is so fucking cute. Hi, Double H. And like, Quilava is really cool. Quilava is so cool as well. And then Typhlosion, again, also really fucking badass. Right? Quilava is like going like, man, this entire line is so cool. You see Cyndaquil and it's just like, oh my gosh, I love you. You're so cute. And then you get Quilava and it's just like, whoa, you're cool. You're a growing boy, aren't you? Look at you growing up. And then you get to Typhlosion and it's like, you are so fucking cool. Holy bug. You are so fucking cool. Look at you. Right? And then Totodile. Right? Totodile is the same thing. You look at him and you're just like, Totodile. 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 Right? They're so fucking cute. They're so cute. I did have a little plushie. I had a little plushie of Totodile. Totodile. And then I think Croconaw is so cool as well. Croconaw looks like a fucking dinosaur. Right? I love Croconaw's like little like caveman look here. I love it. I love it so much. And Feraligatr, right? Feraligator's so cool. Feraligatr is such a cool look. Look at that fucking guy. Right? I like him. I like him a lot. I like him a lot. I love Feraligatr. Big stompy boy. And then Trico, right? We're into Gen 3 now, right? I like Trico. I like this guy. I like Trico. Trico is so cool. Look at this funny little guy. Right? I love Trico. I love Trico. And then you get to Grovyle, and Grovyle is really cool. So cool to the point where it's like when I played Gen 3, right? I did see Grovyle, right? I did pick Torchic because that was sort of like when I grew up, it was like that sort of like became the thing, especially when you have like siblings, right? And like a childhood best friend or whatever, right? It's like you kind of just like pick which ones and then you each have a different experience, right? So it's like when I saw Grovyle, I picked Torchic, right? Right? Like I picked Torchic, but I did when I saw Grovyle, I was like, "Holy fuck, you're really fucking cool." I'm like I like am always so tempted. I'm always so tempted to just like not evolve Grovyle. I look at him and I'm just like, you are really fucking cool. You're really cool. Right? And then you get to Sceptile, and it's like, Sceptile is also like really cool. I do like Grovyle more than I like Sceptile, but I do think Sceptile is really cool. I do really like Sceptile as well. And then, you know, we get Torchic. Look at this cute little baby. Look at this cute little baby. I love them. Oh, it's so good, right? And then, you know, Combuskin. I love Combuskin. I love Combuskin, right? I did see my friend evolve his Trico into Grovyle before I got my Combuskin, and I was like, man, I want that. But then I got my Combuskin, and I was like, wait, wait, uh, chat, it never fit. It never fit. And I mean, you couldn't change names, the name of your Pokemon until like you got to like the name raider. And sometimes the name raider just didn't let you change to your Pokemon's name. But I did. I I nicknamed. I always called my Combuskin, Chick Kickum. I always like whenever I like talked to my Combuskin as a kid, I was like, Chick Kickum, use double kick, right? Because it sounds like Dick Kickum, but it's Chick Kickum because they're a chicken. And so I love them. I love them. I love them so much. And then Blaziken, right? Like, dude, Blaziken is so cool. And then like also in like the Deoxys movie where you have that girl who has a Blaziken, and like they like, oh my gosh, the fight scene, like, oh my gosh, like Blaziken's so cool, right? Blaziken's so cool, right? And then you get Mudkip. Mudkip, Mudkip, Mudkip. Like you look at Mudkip and try to tell me you don't like him, right? Right? Like you just try to look at Mudkip and tell me you don't like his little face. I love him. I love Mudkip so much. And then you get Marshtomp, who's also just a really happy guy. I love Marshtomp as well. Like, I love this line. Marshtomp. It's just, it's good. I'm, I'm getting tired. I'm sorry, chat. I'm like getting there. Like Gen 3 starters are all good. Gen 1 starters are all good until they made Charizard oversaturated. Again, Charizard was, I do think I should put Charizard. I will put Charizard in their own. I will put Charizard in. Actually, you know what? I'll put it right in between. Right? I'll do that. The absolute oversaturation. Right? The absolute oversaturation of Charizard just ruined him for me. Right? And then we get Turtwig. Like, Turtwig's so cute. I love Turtwig. I love Turtwig. I love Turtwig. And then Grovyle as well. Grovyle. I love you, Grovyle. I love you. I love you, Grovyle. Look at the little fucking bushes. Turtwig. Turtwig. And then fucking, why am I blanking on his name? Terra, 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 Terra. Fuck, my meds are supposed. Torterra! That's what it was. Sorry. Tortilla! What's the song that's playing? Have you ever watched, March Skeleton, have you watched Venture Bros? Have you ever watched Venture Bros? So it's from a band called Fetus, spelled Foetus, and it's called the song is called Mandalay. They use a part of the song in Venture Bros. You know, Torterra is so fucking cool. I find, I like, in the anime when Torterra smiles. Did I throw starter megas in the list too? No. Fuck no. No. I did not throw the megas in here. It is purely because, so, Double H, the point of what I am doing is, I'll say it again just for those who are just coming in. I had made a post after the announcement of the new starters, right? For the new Pokemon games, Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Water. Pokemon Dry and Pokemon Wet. Right? Wind and Wet. Fucking Wimdy. Right? Stating, the last time I liked all the starter Pokemon was Gen 4. The last time I liked at least one of the starters was Gen 5. These new starters fill me with lots of whimsy, and I like them a lot, and I hope their evolutions are nice as well. And so this stream is to explain what I mean by that. Right? When I say that, this stream is to explain what I mean. Right? I'm creating a visual, like, I'll have the visual representation. I'll post that on social medias as like, hey, here's the explanation. But I wanted to stream it so that I could actually talk about, you know, why I like them, why I don't like them, right? And like just how I feel. How I feel. This is about me. This is how I feel and my personal relationship with Pokemon, right? This is about my personal relationship with Pokemon, right? So, yeah. So it's just the starters from each gen, right? And their evolutions, right? Just the starters and their evolutions. Otherwise, this would go forever because there's thousands of Pokemon, right? So I could just do an entire like and dislike thing of every single Pokemon. But I don't know all the Pokemon. The last Pokemon game I played was Shining Pearl. I played a little bit of Sword and Shield. I'll say it. I played a little bit of Sword and Shield, but not a lot. I fought Raihan. Raihan was the last gym that I fought. No, did I even fight Raihan? No, I did. I did fight Raihan in my Pokemon Sword playthrough. I don't even remember how far in the game that is, though. I don't even know if it is far. Right? Um, but like the last I liked Legends Arceus. Legends Arceus I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Legends Arceus. But it isn't a mainline Pokemon game, right? So before the Elite Four and it's the most boring gym. I like Ryan's design. Did I even fight Raihan? No, I think I only saw Raihan because of the beginning of the game. Anyways, I love Chimchar. I love this funny monkey. I love this funny monkey. Look at this guy. How can you not like a funny little monkey? Look at this cute little guy. Look at Chimchar. I love Chimchar. And then Chimchar goes into Monferno, which is also like a really fun design. I will never forget. I will never forget. I got so pissed at my younger brother because my Chimchar was about to evolve, right? I was playing on my DS and I had my Pokemon Pearl, right? I was playing and when my Chimchar was starting to evolve, my younger brother really quickly ran up and slapped the B button. Slapped the B button of my DS. Making it so that they didn't evolve. And I was mad. I was mad. I was so mad. Right? I like genuinely, I was so mad I started a new game. I literally like I not new game. I reloaded my save. I reloaded my save because I was like, no. No, I want that evolution. I want to evolve. I want to evolve. ASAP. I don't want to wait until next level. Almost at the nuclear. I did almost at the nuclear option. The most nuclear of options would have been to punch my little brother in the head, which wouldn't have been the first time. Oh, no, I knew that they would have evolved anyways. No, I did know, because I had canceled evolutions of Pokemon in previous games. I did it in previous games. It's just, I was young, and I was mad as fuck. And I didn't want to wait another level. I didn't want to do another level. Right? So I was just like, nope, I'm mad as fuck. I'm mad as fuck, and I'm gonna make you feel bad. I'm gonna crash the fuck out, and I'm gonna make you feel as terrible as I can. I'm gonna be like, nope, now I have to restart. Anyways, and then we get to Infernape, and Infernape is so fucking cool. Infernape is really cool. I'll get into something in a second. I will get into something in a second here. After I'm done with Gen 4, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Once I'm done with Gen 4, I will tell you a little something of a fun, cute little story. All right. Piplup. I love Piplup. Piplup's a little look at how big they head is, right? Big round head. Fat little body. That is my chud son. This is my fat chud son. Right? And then you get Prinplup, right? I like Prinplup. I like this design. I like the way they look. They're fun. Right? And then fucking Empoleon is badass. Right? Empoleon is so fucking badass. Right? I genuinely think out of all of the final evolutions for Gen 4, Empoleon's my favorite. Right? Like, Gen 4 is funny, right? Because my favorite first evolution is Chimchar, my favorite second evolution is Grovyle, and my favorite final evolution is Empoleon. Right? That is my feelings on them. Right? In terms of, like, favorite. Alright. Chat, let me tell you something about Gen 4. Alright? These Pokemon were so cool to me, my childhood best friend, and my older brother that I don't have them anymore. I do not have these anymore. I wish I did, but I shrimply don't. Those notebooks are lost to time. But we had drawn and designed Sentai style armor based on these Pokemon. And we did, like, it started with them, right? It started with Gen 4, right? We started with Torterra, Infernape, and Empoleon, right? We made Sentai style armor. We made drawings, and then we would go out. We would go out into to the front yard, and we would pretend, right? We'd pretend that we like we'd henshin, right? Obviously, we didn't say henshin back then. Right? Sometimes I would because I love Beautiful Joe, but like we'd like pretend we were wearing the armor, and then we'd like, yeah, we'd like pretend we're fighting people. We'd do like fake ass like martial arts in the yard, right? And so it was always so cool in our brains, right? And then like, we went back and we like drew armors for the previous Pokemon as well. We were like, oh yeah, we could do this for Marshtomp, and this for Charizard, and this for Blaziken, and Sceptile, and like Typhlosion. Like it would look, like it looked like in our heads, like it looked so cool. I don't, I don't know whether the drawings would have been cool looking to anybody. I do remember, right, when it came to like designing Sceptile armor, I I personally, because I liked Grovyle more than Sceptile, I did also go back and I made a Grovyle inspired like Sentai armor, right? Like it was so fun, and like looking back on it, right? It was so cute. So cute of an idea, right? But yeah. Anyways, so that's gens 1 through 4, where I like every single starter with the caveat of Charizard. With the caveat of Charizard, right? So, yes. Gens 1 through 4, I loved every single starter. All of them. I like them all. Right? I'm like, these are all like so cool. With the caveat of Charizard. And it's because I used to like Charizard, but oversaturation has ruined my opinion of Charizard to where the whimsy is no longer there when I see him. And now we get to Gen 5, where my statement is I like at least one, right? My statement was the last time I liked at least one of the starters was Gen 5. All right? And when it comes to these three, right? When it comes to these three, I this is where it's like I can't just go left to right. You know, I have to just full send into which one I liked and then the two that I didn't like. All right? This is like the big one where it's like, "Hey, only out of Snivy, Tepig and Oshawott, literally only one of them is going into like." Right? Only one of them is going into like. The other two are, in fact, going into dislike, where I did not care about them at all in the slightest. And the only one that I picked, despite how much I really liked Pokemon Black and White. Pokemon Black and White was so good, right? I loved Pokemon Black and White, right? But for starters, it felt really weak to me because there was only one that I even felt like I wanted to use, and it was Oshawott. I really liked Oshawott. Pokemon Black and White was the first time my first playthrough of it was not the fire type starter. It was the very first time my initial starter was not the fire type. Right? Because again, that was that's what I had to deal with, right? Growing up was my older brother, he always grabbed the water types. The water types were his. He had the Blastoise, right? He had the Feraligatr. He had the Marshtomp, right? Right? And then my childhood best friend grabbed all the grass types. So I was always fire type. I always grabbed the fire type. Right? And I was fine with it because I loved all of them. And I later did playthroughs where I did the other ones. And then we found out about like the rating and then trading and whatnot, right? So, yeah. Right? I liked Oshawott, but I didn't. I was like, I really don't want Tepig. I know I'm supposed to be the fire type person, you know, with these, but I don't like Tepig. I don't like him. I kind of really don't like him. It's just like I don't feel the whimsy with him, right? And I kind of don't like Snivy either. There's just nothing for me. For me, they're just nothing. It's not even like with Snivy and Tepig. It's not even. It wasn't even like that. I like disliked him. It's just that like it was such nothing to me, right? They were such nothing designs to me. They sparked literally nothing. Not hate, not love, not just nothing. There was just nothing for me there, right? So like I just didn't vibe with them. And then we get to their middles, their mid evolutions where it's like I that's where dislike becomes true, where it's like I don't like how Survivor looks. I really don't like how I don't even remember what the mid evolution for Tepig and Emboar is. But I like Dewott. I like Dewott. Dewott? I like Dewott. Pignite? Yeah, I don't like Pignite. But I like Dewott. I do like Dewott. I like Dewott. And then it's just I don't like Survivor. I really don't like Emboar. And then in all honesty, right? In all honesty, I did not like Samurott. I did not like Samurott. So when my Dewott evolved into a Samurott, I still used him because it was like, yeah. But I didn't like Samurott. I didn't like him throughout the like literally the moment he evolved. I used him until I found something that I found a Pokemon I wanted to use more. Right. And I was so sad. I felt so sad. I was like, there's gotta be some way in this game to de-evolve them. I want to de-evolve them. Right? I want to devolve them. It's like they're not terrible, right? It's not a terrible design. It really is like a nothing to me. Right? Samurot's like such a nothing to me in terms of design, right? It doesn't spark anything for me. Survivor and Emboar I don't like, especially Emboar. I actually really don't like Emboar. So like I'm really glad I did not pick Tepig. Right? Like I don't hate Emboar, but I don't like him. I actually do dislike Emboar. Apathy over hatred? Yeah, exactly. I am very apathetic towards the Samurott design. But I do like Oshawott. Oshawott's a little baby. Oshawott's my little baby, who I will pick up and swing around. And Duat is like, that's also like, that's my son. Duat is my son. I look at Duat and I'm like, that is my son. I will push you on the swing. And we will go, wee. And now, chat, comes the absolute easiest, probably the quickest part, right? Because hey, guess what? We're past the point of what I said in my message. Gen 5 was the last time I liked at least one of the starters. Chat. I do not like Chespin. I do not like Fennekin. I actually really don't like Fennekin. And I do not like Froakie. I don't like him. I don't like him. It's like, I don't know. Chespin's face is kind of cute, but it's like, I don't know. Chespin doesn't spark anything for me. Chespin is another one where it's like, it's not hatred, it's apathy, right? I have apathy towards Chespin. Fennekin, I don't like. I don't like Fennekin. Froakie is apathy. Froakie is apathy. I don't even know what this I don't even, like, I do not know what this bastard is called, but I don't like him. This, I do not like. Braixen, I don't like. Frogadier, I don't like. Frogadier, I don't like. Chestnut, I don't like. Delphox, I don't like. And Greninja, I, in fact, do not like. I do not like them. I, in fact, do not like them. Right? Then here. Rowlet. I didn't like. I picked Rowlet when I did Sun and Moon. Will we see a Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green playthrough someday? No. We will not. You will not see, like, we'll wait and see what the gameplay of Wind and Water is like. But you probably will never see a mainline Pokemon game on this channel. You probably will never see a mainline Pokemon game played on this channel. The last time I did a mainline Pokemon stream was Pokemon Crystal. I streamed a randomizer of Pokemon Crystal, which was really fun, but that's it. But yeah, when it comes to Sun and Moon, I picked Rowlet, but Rowlet was immediately boxed. I immediately boxed Rowlet. I do not get a sense of whimsy from Rowlet. Same thing with Litten and Poplio, right? I just personally, for Sun and Moon, they weren't for me. They just weren't for me. That's really what it is, right? In the end, all right, people are gonna like see this and they're gonna want to hang me up, right? Right? $10 I picked up Pick-a-Peck. I didn't. You just lost $10. Yeah, then I don't like this. I don't like whatever this thing is. I don't care for what this thing is. And I don't care for what this thing is. I don't remember their names. I do not remember their names. And I don't care to know their names. because there's just nothing. For me, unfortunately, they're nothing. And then Decidueye, Incineroar, and Primarina. Know about that last part? Which part? Which part, Grease Lightning? That all of this is just opinions, and that, you know, it's like, this is just me? Or the part that, like, people will hang me up? Oh no, people will absolutely kill you for your opinions, especially of Pokemon. No, people will dox you for this shit. These are their little blorbos. Don't you know? These are their little fellas. It's their lifeblood. Right? Pokemon, like, people are feral for Pokemon. Why do you think How do you think Game Freak makes their money? How do you think Game Freak can say that people will buy anything they make and it's just real? Other than, well, it's real when it comes to Pokemon, right? It is literally real when it comes to Pokemon. They can't make any other game because they tried. They tried to make a different game and then nobody wanted it because it wasn't Pokemon. But so long as they keep making Pokemon, they will buy any Pokemon game. They will buy any Pokemon game. Without question. Right? Any Pokemon game. If it's Pokemon, they buy it. And thus Game Freak can do literally whatever they want with Pokemon. Some people will try to criticize and be like, hey, this is actually really lazy. Hey, Game Freak is actually being really lazy with these. Right? Wait. This sucks. But also, I don't care. I'm still buying more Pokemon games and going to continue to do everything because I want it. I want Pokemon because those are my little guys. I need my little guys. If I don't get my little guys, right? Like, it don't matter. It don't matter. Chat, I have not purchased a Pokemon game since Shining Pearl, right? And before then, I had not purchased a Pokemon game since Omega Ruby. And even then, I didn't buy X and Y. Emphasis on purchased, by the way. It's not their fault. No, it is their fault. It is Game Freak's fault. It is 100% Game Freak's fault. They are the developers for the Pokemon Company, which is directly lined up with Nintendo. They are a, like, all things considered, they are a first-party company, right? When it comes to Nintendo. It is their fault. They are 100% up their own asses, thinking they can make literally whatever the fuck slop they want, right? They don't have to make a good game. Literally, look at what happened with Scarlet and Violet, where it's unoptimized to all fuck, right? Look at what they did with Sword and Shield as well, right? Sword and Shield, they literally said, hey, you know, there might not be much in this because we want to focus on the animations. And it's like, yeah? The animations? Where you take the model of the Pokemon in the world and then you just turn it around? No, not even do the walking animation for it? And it's just that? And then they do their standard, you know, whether they do, you know, attack animation or special attack animation. But even then, those are recycled from all previous games. Like, and then Scarlet and Violet is the same thing, right? Scarlet and Violet is the same thing, but it's even worse, right? Scarlet and Violet is even worse because for whatever reason they wanted everything to be rendered at the same time. Like, it just constantly rendered, making it so that fucking everything sucks for loading it. It's completely unoptimized, and it's like, this can't run on the Switch. This cannot run properly on the Switch 1. It wasn't until the Switch 2 until that game actually ran smoothly, right? Right? Like, it's not good, right? You see it in the trailers. You see the people who get like these early copies, right? You see them get it and you watch them play it. And you see all of these issues. But it doesn't matter because you're still going to buy it because it's Pokemon. It's your little guys. Right? Sword and Shield came out in 2019. Scarlet and Violet came out in 2022. They also have multiple different teams within Game Freak. You are not realizing Game Freak is not the little guys. Game Freak is not the little guys. They have tons of employees and different teams that work on different things, right? There was an entirely different team that worked on the Let's Go games. There was an entirely different team that worked on the Legends games. An entirely different team that worked on Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond. Those teams work on those games while they have their main team. Yeah, Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond was Ilka, right? So it's like, again, different team. That's what I'm saying. It's a different team. Entirely different team, right? While their main team uses those games as buffers to make the main titles, right? The mainline games, right? Game Freak, genuinely. Again, they tried making a game that wasn't Pokemon because they said the people love us. They will buy what we make. They will buy what we make. It is over ambition. They are absolutely like, just like, they think they're great, right? CyberConnect 2 is very different. CyberConnect 2 doesn't just make the same thing. Right? CyberConnect 2 is known for making the Naruto games, right? They are known for making the Naruto games, but again, there's also Dot Hack, which is very different. There is Fuga, Melodies of Steel, which is also very different. There's Solo to Robo, which is very different. They made Asura's Wrath, which I still haven't played, but I really want to. But, like, you hear nothing but good things about, right? CyberConnect 2 has the reputation to make several different things, and they're all really good. CyberConnect 2 is genuinely that good, right? Where it is... Well, except for Fuga. I don't like Fuga. I think Fuga sucks. I think Fuga really, really fucking sucks. I hate Fuga. I hate it. That shit fucking sucks. Like, terrible story. Terrible characters. Did not like it. Terrible mechanics. Like, actually awful mechanics. I'm gonna say it. The mechanics of the game are the worst part about Fuga. Like, actually the worst part about the game is the mechanics. That game does not feel good to play. At all. And the fact that, like, they were gonna make, like, they made a second one. I was like, really? You made a second one? Of Fuga? Really? You're gonna do that? Instead of properly celebrating the 20th anniversary of Dot Hack? Damn, man. They should re-release Solo to Robo. Both of the Solo to Robo games. Re-release them. Put them on the Switch. They deserve it. Like, I'm glad we're getting a new Dot Hack game, but also, quit ignoring your other babies. Where's Waffle? Where's my boy Waffle? Where's Waffle? CyberConnect 2, where's Waffle? We are getting so vastly off topic here. We were getting so vastly off topic here. Anyways, I don't care for Grookey. I do not care for Subble. I actually really don't care for Subble. And which one was the other one for this? I think it was this one. Score Bunny, I think their name was. I don't care about them. I just don't care about them. Like, yes, Grookey's a little cute, right? Like, if I have to pick one, it's gonna be Grookey, but they're gonna be boxed, right? Like, because they are a cute little monkey, right? They are a cute little monkey, but, like, I don't really feel anything with them. I don't vibe. It's just like it doesn't spark something. They're not my starter, right? So it's like I'd grab them. That would be the one that I grab for the sake of, like, you have to grab a starter, right? But hi, Socks. Goo. Goo. You gooing in my stream? You gooing over here? What the heck? It's everywhere. What the hell? I'm upsetting people. Socks, this was probably a terrible stream to rate. I'm upsetting people. You're about to use that goo to, like, flay me alive, right? Like, you will drown me. Chat, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Outset, thank you for the follow. Hope you understand how long it is. Calculator, thank you for the follow. Hope you understand how long it is. And Bob Dude, thank you for the follow. Hope you understand how long it is. Move Quilladin up now. You're so dead ass. Fuck no. That guy ugly. He ugly. He ugly. Bomber57, thank you for the follow. Hope you understand however long it is. Frost Arrow 64, thank you for the follow. However long it is. My list displeases you to a mild degree. Begin the destruction. Yes. Anyways, I don't like this guy. This guy doesn't spark any joy, and this guy doesn't spark any joy. This guy definitely doesn't spark any joy. No joy, and no joy from me. It's a no joy from me. What is Pig Knight doing together? Pig Knight is so fucking ugly. What did Brion do to me? Not spark any whimsy. No whimsy. Ever. At all. None for me. And then we get... Alright, chat. Let me... While you look at this, alright? There is context. There is context to this. There's context to this. Alright? I made a post. Alright, I saw the new starters. I saw the new starters for the new Pokemon games. Alright? I saw the starters for the new game. And I felt it, chat. I finally felt it after years. After years of without starters that I liked. Right? I actually felt whimsy. I looked at every single one of those new starters and I was like, I like all of them. I actually really like all of them. I feel it in my heart. I feel the joy in my heart. These guys are so cute. I like them. Right? I like them. I like the new ones for Wind and Water. I like them. Now, when we finally see evolutions or whatever, right? Whether that'll stay. Right now, I love the first evolution. Like, that's not gonna stop. Those first evolutions, like, I like them all. I like all of them. Chat. For me personally, right? This is again, this is me personally. This is my personal feelings, my own you missed such cute stories. Chat, with all of these ones that I like, you missed such cute stories, right? You missed such like heartwarming like childhood memories of everything, right? Like you missed such praise and love and affection for all of these guys that I really like, right? For all of these fellas that I really like. Fucking chick kick 'em. Yeah, my beautiful combuskin. Chick kick 'em. I miss you, chick kick 'em. I miss you so much. I always called my my combuskin. I'll try to retell a little bit. All right, chat. All right. My very first starter, you know, was Charmander, right? But I love all of them, right? They're all so cute, right? They're peak, right? And then you know, evolve. They're so cool. They're so cool. And then Charizard's only. I used to love Charizard. I used to love Charizard when I first saw Charizard as a kid. As a child, I loved Charizard. I was like, yes, this is the fucking guy. This is so cool. When I first saw him, and it was just like, I didn't have big access to internet as a kid, right? You only see things if you experience it, right? But like, man, suddenly Charizard's everywhere, and Charizard's the poster boy, and he gets 2 Mega Evolutions, and he gets his own Gigantamax, and like, and he's just everything. He's just everything, everywhere, all the time. It's all Charizard. Who can Venusaur who? Blastoise who? Right? It's not about them. Maybe we'll get to them later. It's just too much. It is too much Charizard. It's too much Charizard. You have a mascot. You have a mascot. Your mascot is Pikachu. You do not need a poster boy for Pokemon, where this is about your fuzzy buddies, right? your domesticated animal buddy, right? Your fun little domesticated animal buddies going on an adventure, right? Like, yes, these are your starters, but like, no one starter from the past should get as much attention as Charizard does. Right? It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen, but it does, and it hurts. It hurts. Because I did really like Charizard. But, you know, everyone else I fucking love. I love them. And then, chat, when we got to Gen 4, right? I'll tell this. When we got to Gen 4, right? With Torterra, Infernape, and Empoleon. So, me, my older brother, and my childhood best friend, we three played Pokemon together, right? We played Pokemon together, right? But then when we were playing Diamond and Pearl for the first time and whatever, we got these, and I don't have the notebooks anymore. Again, I really wish I did, but we actually like drew out Sentai armor based on these Pokemon. And then like we went back and like drew like Sentai armor, Sentai style armor of the previous Pokemon as well, right? So like I had in my notebook, I had like cool like Infernape armor that I made. And then we would, after drawing it all out, right? After drawing out these armors, and we like, it was like we made like blueprints of them, right? Like we draw out the full outfit. We draw it front, side, back, right? Like we made entire ref sheets of these, right? As like preteens, right? Like as like fucking teenagers, right? As teenagers, we did this. And then we would, after drawing them, we would go out into the yard and into like playgrounds, and we would pretend that like we would like henshin, right? We would do a pose. Like, we would do a little move and then a pose, right? Like, henshin into the armor, and, like, in our brains, we actually did it, right? Like, we could imagine ourselves wearing it, and we'd, like, go around and we'd pretend we were, like, fighting monsters and whatever, right? Fighting, like, evildoers who were also dressed and, like, designed after other Pokemon, right? It was, you know, it was that, right? We had that, right? But just after then, it just like later designs just genuinely just didn't spark joy, right? The later ones just didn't. It's it's less, again, it is less dislike and more just apathy, right? It is, I really should, especially for this, right? Especially for the like babies, right? It is more just apathy towards them, where it's like I don't care. I don't care about them. I look at them and there's just nothing. There's no joy, but there's no hate. There's no hate. However, there is actual dislike for some of these ones. There is actual dislike for some of these like mid evolutions, right? For some of these second forms, there is like I don't like them. Same thing with a lot of some of the final evolutions, where it's just like I don't like them. But for the most part, it is just apathy. For the most part, it is apathy for me. For me personally. All right. So, yes, these little guys are like they're going in apathy, right? Again, it's apathy. I should rename it to apathy, right? It's not dislike. It's apathy. It is apathy towards them. And then just, again, just apathy. 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 Now, I don't think I'll include these guys. The Hisuian forms. So that is different. That is different. I mean, they still, the Typhlosion one, I mean, it's Typhlosion, right? But I'm gonna be real, I didn't get much joy when I saw Hisuian Typhlosion. It wasn't like, wow, Typhlosion got included in something! No, it was, for me, it was like, oh, they did something with Typhlosion. Right? It's apathy. It was like, oh, that's, like, neat. Right? It's neat. I'm, like, glad Typhlosion got included in this. But I wish it was something cooler. But, yeah. Anyways, this is gonna get me flayed alive on the internet. This is gonna get me flayed alive on the internet. But, chat, we will see. I don't like your goat Decidueye. I don't feel anything for him. It's not that I don't like him, Danny. It's just that I don't feel anything for him. I don't feel anything for him. There's just nothing there for me. I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. They do not spark joy for me. All right? But you know what does spark joy for me? Right? You know what does spark joy for me? You know what does spark joy for me? These guys. These guys spark joy for me. You hope the bird turns into a big chicken? I want him to be fat. I want Brout to, like, stay fat. I want that bastard to be fat. F-A-T. I want him big. Rotund. Round. Give me the Borb. I love him. And then fucking, what's its name? Pombo? I'm gonna blow up! Look at that face. I don't even, like, Pombon. Pombon. That's what it is. I was close. I was missing a letter. Alright? I was missing a letter. I love him. I love. Please, please stay quadrupedal. Please stay quadrupedal. And do not have the fighting type. Do not be a firefighting. I am begging you to be quite literally anything other than firefighting. I'll take fire flying again. I'll take fucking fire ghost. I will take like it's just Pombon. If Gekwa ends up standing up and being a cunty little lizard, I 100%. I 100% feel like Gekwa is going to like be like final evolution. Final evolution Gekwa is going to be very cunty. Right? Yeah, Brout is already bipedal. Gekwa and Brout have the highest chance of being bipedal. I mean, Brout's chance of being bipedal is 100%. It's 100% bipedal. But yeah, and then yeah, Gekwa. I love Gekwa. Gekwa. I love that so many people had the same thought that I did with Gekwa. The moment I saw Gekwa, I was like, that looks like that Littlest Pet Shop lizard. That looks like that Littlest Pet Shop lizard. Which, by the way, Littlest Pet Shop had these like Tamagotchis, right? And I had the gecko one. I had the lizard one. And so, like, yeah, if anybody's gonna see it as a Littlest Pet Shop gecko, like, it's me. Like, I love that thing so much. And so, like, Gekko's probably going to be the one that but, like, man, I don't know. I want all of them. I want all of them. They're all like my babies. I want them. I really want all of them. I don't want to pick. More like gay. Thanks, Scythe. Thanks. Did I fix my audio? No. It's the same as it's always been. You just fixed your audio. Yup. Yup. But, or you're just actually listening to me now. Um, but yeah. No, I like all of these guys. This is the first time in years that I've liked, like, not just one, but all of the starters. Right? I like all of these starters. They're really, really cute. There are things that I hope for when it comes to their evolutions, right? But, like, I'm a grown-up. I'm a grown-up. I don't need to evolve these guys. I can just keep them the way they are, the way I like them, and use other Pokemon. There are other Pokemon out there. So that's the fucker you saw porn of? Me? Yeah, of course you've seen porn of me. I'm awesome. Smiles? But yeah, no, that's... Seika, I'm giving you an out. I'm giving you an out. You can just say it's about me. You're rapidly scrolling. I'm awesome. But no, I'm really hoping that for me personally, again, for me personally, I know it is now a new mainline game, and thus it will probably follow the same formula as the mainline games, in that, I mean, it will be back to turn-based combat, which will genuinely have me personally kind of sad, because I actually really want Legend ZA. I want Legend ZA. I want Legend ZA. Because it has an actual, like, combat style that I vibe with, right? It's what I wanted Legends Arceus to be, right? Legends ZA is what I wanted in what I thought was going to be in Legends Arceus, right? What I was really hoping was going to be in Legends Arceus, right? But wasn't. Legends Arceus was still like turn-based, right? Which made me sad, right? I was like, "Oh, I was really hoping for a more yeah." Um so for me personally, my hopes for the new Pokemon games and what will sell me on it, like I will spend the $700 on a Switch too, for this game if it has that combat. If it has gameplay gameplay similar to Legends ZA. If it is in fact turn-based, if I end up getting a Switch 2, I'll get it as well, right? I will get this game as well if I end up getting a Switch 2. But but if it's that awesome, really really cool like combat in that's in ZA, Legend ZA. Mmm. $700 console. I'll do it. For the game. I'll want it. I'll want it so bad. Pom Pom being a starter. Do we not get a starting area dog Pokemon this time around? We don't know. We'll just have to find out. How will I play with all them feathers, though? Whimsically. Whimsically. I'm excited for these little guys. I look at them. There's so much joy in my heart looking at these little guys. There really is. Like, I do look at these little guys, and they do make me smile. I, like, I definitely won't be able to get it, like, immediately. But I would love to, at the very least, sit with a friend who is playing it so that I can look at everybody, like, look at all the new Pokemon. Because here's the thing, chat. I I also I only talked about the starters, right? Because obviously I've seen all the starters, right? And B56, thank you for the follow. Between stay overlog it is. I've only seen the starters for all the games. I I don't know what Pokemon. The last Pokemon game with new Pokemon that I played, right? I don't know if we can. Legends Arceus had some new guys, right? Like Cleavor, right? Um, but like I never beat Sword and Shield. In fact, I'm pretty sure I lied to chat mistakenly. I never got to Raihan myself. I never got to the Raihan gym myself. I think I legitimately only got like one gym in, right? In Sword, right? Before I stopped playing. Not because I wasn't vibing with it or anything like that. It's just I stopped playing, right? But before that, right, was Sun and Moon, right? Sun and Moon is the last Pokemon game where it's like, oh, I've seen all the Pokemon. Like, including all the new Pokemon for it. I don't know many Pokemon from anything newer than that. Anything newer than Sun and Moon, there is, like, there's a chance I've seen some of the Pokemon, but, like, most likely I'm like, hella not gonna know the name. And it, like, there's probably a bunch that I legitimately just haven't even seen. So part of me is, like, I would like to sit at at the very least with Wind and Water. With Wind and Water, I would at the very least like to sit in and watch someone play it, right? Because then it doesn't matter if what the gameplay is. I'm not playing, right? Like, at that point, it literally wouldn't matter what the gameplay is like. So if the gameplay is not for me, right? If it's not what I would like, then I can still enjoy them vicariously, right? Sitting with a friend and being like, oh my gosh, look at that guy, right? Which I would like to do. I wanna see what they have in store for us. I do. I do. Because there's tons of hidden gems in Pokemon. Like, imagine, genuinely, like, imagine if, like, for Gen 2, right? Gen 2 has my favorite Pokemon of all time, right? Like, imagine if I had just stopped at the starters because I'm not the biggest turn-based combat fan, right? Like, turn-based combat needs to feel really unique to me in order, and, like, Pokemon just doesn't feel unique with, like, 4 moves, right? For me, personally, right? Like, I go back to old Pokemon games and I'm like, I can't play this anymore, right? Like, I just, like, I play it and I'm just like, I can't. I have to put this down. It's just not, it's not the gameplay I want anymore. As a grown-up, as a grown-up, I I don't want turn-based combat anymore, right? Just for me personally, right? It needs to have, like, I think the only, like, even hell, even when I try going back and playing, like, Persona 3, right? I can only really go through that now purely because of how much I love that story, right? Like, I love that story a lot. It is, like, really, really, like, important to me, right? Um, I have heard of Pokken. I really don't like the look of Pokken. It plays, like, really cool. I've played Pokken. It's fun. It is fun. I really do not like how wet and, like, greasy, like, everybody looks in that game. It's, like, visual style is very, like, icky to me, right? It's it's like Jump Force, right? The visual style of Pokken is the same visual style of Jump Force, right? But again, no, like, chat, my favorite Pokemon is Heracross. I love Heracross so fucking much. That is my favorite. That is my little guy. I love Heracross, right? And, you know, the Beetle Boy. Heracross is based on the Japanese rhino beetle, but blue. And I I love them. I love them so much. That is my favorite Pokemon. Could you imagine if I didn't play Gen 2, right? For like ever, right? If I never played them, if I just saw the starters and like just like just like didn't, right? Just like didn't actually play them or like watch someone play it, right? I would never have known. I would have never seen Heracross. Every time I look at Heracross, I get happy. I get so happy every time I look at Heracross. Teach Heracross, Tetsuzanko. Do I prefer male or female Heracross? I like both of them. I do like male Heracross more just because male Heracross has the horn of the Japanese rhino beetle, which the Japanese rhino beetle is like my favorite creature on this planet, right? Is there? Yes. Female Heracross, the horn is shaped like a heart instead, because of course. But but yeah, no. I would teach a Heracross the Azuna drop. Having a Heracross do the like an Azuna drop, I love Azuna drop, by the way. Or for Naruto fans, oh fuck. Primary Lotus. Yeah. Yeah, Double H made art of me as a Heracross, which was very cute. It's a moving Pokemon? No. The Azuna drop is not a move. I guess you technically seismic toss kind of you could personally visualize seismic toss as an Azuna drop. The Ryu Hayabusa move. Yeah. Which I do love Ninja Gaiden, right? But yeah, no. So yeah, to any of my friends who are still here, you know, right? To anybody I know who is, for if you're like for whatever reason still here, whatever. Hey, if you plan on getting water, right? If you plan on getting this game, uh let me know. Hit me up. Let me sit in and watch. Let me sit in, please. I broke my shit. There we go. I fixed it. Moist or crusty? Am I gonna get wet or dry? Based on the outfits, if I am to get it, I will get wind. I will get winds because I like the cowboy hat. Because I like the cowboy hat. But Yeah. Yeah, thank you again, Axel. I love that 3D model. I love that. Wings are very hard to model. I can imagine. A lot of people, when it comes to any form of art, struggle with the wings. You want the gecko? Don't they look like a Littlest Pet Shop? Meyer, don't they look like a Littlest Pet Shop? We both had that Littlest Pet Shop because I also had a gecko. Because remember, don't forget, I was the one who had the Tamagotchi for the gecko. I had that fucking lizard Tamagotchi Littlest Pet Shop thing. And I loved it. I loved it so much. What those things? Oh, on like the like, what is the upper? I guess it's just upper arm. Yeah, we used to try to link those Tamagotchi because you could hang out. You could have your little. You could have your littlest pet hang out with each other, and you could play mini games together. But like the connectivity was so shit, right? It was so shit that it never worked. I remember, Meyer, it did work once, but the moment you took the moment you like changed screens, it disconnected. Cuz I remember we like got it to connect and we were like, "Oh my gosh, there you are." And then I took the lift, right? The ski lift up. And then you took the ski lift up on your screen and it just disconnected. And it was like, "Oh, okay, this sucks." But yes, the things on like the like upper arms, it's like down. They are also like feathers. It's like feathered down, right? That stays when my arms, cuz I do have hands, right? Like the feathers for the wings do molt. I've I've shown it before. Let me show the ref sheet. Let me let me just show the ref sheet. Right. So if I go in here, right? Oh my gosh. I keep forgetting how huge this is. So like there's the arms, right? So like that stays. That like stays when molted. Yeah, then there's the wings. Big wings. You still owe me birthday art. My birthday hasn't even happened yet. It's fine. My birthday hasn't even happened yet. Wind Waker Rito looking ass. Thanks. It's okay, Axel. I can share it in there. Don't worry. I got you. Or Danny can do it. Or Danny can do it. But yeah. No, I have tons of friends who love Pokemon. I have tons of friends who love Pokemon. So like again, just if any of my friends are like sitting there and they're like If you're here, if you're here, friends, if you want to hang out, if when this game comes out, you're like, hey, I want to stream it and like have you hang and just like hang out. Hi, I want to be there. I'd like to be there. Also, Beanie, thank you for gifting that sub to Axel. I appreciate it. Um, but yeah, I'd like to be there. Just in case, again, just in case the gameplay isn't my style of gameplay. I really want it to be like Legends ZA because I like I like combat. I like I like moving parts. I like I like having to be more engaged. I love being more engaged. Yeah, no, it's again like the Switch Tua is like 700 Canadian dollars, right? Like if you want one that like comes with a game, it's 700 Canadian dollars. You're hopeful that Pombon will grow into a big fluffy mastiff instead of a dog incineroar. That is my hope. That is my hope as well, Booty Jim. That is my hope as well. The whimsy in my heart believes in big mastiff. I chat. I need you ever see Tibetan mastiff dog? I believe I believe in this. I believe in this. It will be big floofer. And then there's also the Russian Mastiff dog, which is like the same as the Tibetan Mastiff. Is this the bear hunting dog? Yes. This is the bear hunting dog. I'm begging for that to be what Pombon becomes. Begging. I'm begging, begging you. Please be quadrupedal. Oh. Future should be bright, hopefully. Hopefully. I have hope. I have hope. And again, I need Brout to be fat. Keep this bird fat. Make them rounder. Don't make them longer. Make them rounder. Big fella. Big fella. Please don't give the gecko yowie ends again. Oh, the gecko is gonna become like real. So like, they already have. They already had like Inteleon, where you know they're like the slender, like they're like man, yowie man, right? Whatever. They're gonna make Gekwa be like a very cunty like girl counterpart, just a cunty feminine counterpart to that, and I'm gonna be sad. Or you know, maybe they'll do something awesome. Maybe they will do something awesome. But we shall see. We shall see. All right. Chat, that is going to be the end of tonight's stream. I have work tomorrow. So I must snooze. I appreciate y'all showing up, hanging out, and you know, I hope I'm gonna screenshot. I'm gonna screenshot these and post them on the socials. All right. I'm gonna post them on the socials. And then you know, and then I'll perish. You know, I will get absolutely I will get slimed. I probably will not be waking up tomorrow. I probably will not be waking up tomorrow after I post these on socials. You know? So just let me give y'all just one last look at these while I paste them. I'm going to put it like I'm gonna like quote post the posts, quote repost them. But I am not gonna say the word Pokemon on them. Because I need it to I need it to not leave my following. I desperately need it to not leave my following. How dare I not like Superior? It just doesn't spark any joy for me. Fear that I've failed to heed the age-old adage, old equal bad. It's just it. Why don't I like Cinderace? They don't spark joy for me. I feel nothing for them. I look at that design and I literally like I don't feel anything for them. There's no joy. There's no hate. Again, there's no hate. There are some where it's like I actually don't like them, but there's not hate, right? I'll look at them and I'll be like, I look at that. What did you say his name was? Quilladin and Pignite. I look at them and I do look at them and I'm just like they are ugly. Then also, whatever Rowlet, whatever this middle evolution for Rowlet is, they are ugly as well, right? And then whatever this in between for Sobble and Inteleon is also kind of ugly, right? They need to make Maractus a starter for the next Legends. That'd be fun. But it really is, for the most part, it is just they do not spark joy for me personally. personally, these ones just, I didn't feel anything for them. It wasn't like, there wasn't a feeling of like, I gotta play this for these starters, right? Like, it was just, hey, if I'm gonna play this Pokemon game, I'm gonna just grab one and box them the moment I can. Just gonna grab them and box them, right? Like I in Sun and Moon, right? I grabbed Rowlet, but Rowlet was boxed like immediately, right? For me personally, I considered my starter Cutiefly. I considered my starter Cutiefly. I love Rabombi. I love Rabombi. That was my real. For Sun and Moon, that was my Pokemon. I loved Rabombi. LGBTQ plus pride yas. Thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoy your stay however long it is. But in the Pokemon merger game? Like Pokemon Fusion? Like the Pokemon Fusion game? No, I haven't. Nor will I ever. I said it before. You will not. Like, if Winds and Water does not play like Legends ZA, you will not see a mainline Pokemon game played on this channel, right? It's not gonna happen, right? I genuinely do not even want to do like a sub or dono goal, right? For that, right? Like, again, I have such like fond feelings, right? Fond memories of old Pokemon games. Like, I loved Platinum, right? I love Crystal. Crystal was my absolute favorite, right? Like, I loved them so much, right? But again, I tried going back and playing them, and just with me personally, as an adult right now, it's just I don't feel engaged in them anymore. Like, in the gameplay, I go to do tackle or whatever the fuck, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about the combat. I just want to look at my little guys. Spying the Gen 5 games is one of your favorite memories. Black and White, like, I loved that. I loved that. I loved Black and White, right? It's like, I loved it genuinely so fucking much, right? But I can't. I cannot go back to them, right? Which hurts. It hurts. Right? It does hurt. It does suck. Because, you know, I'd like to be able to go back and play them, but I just, they're not for me anymore. I need, I need, I need more engagement, right? Which is why I think the only turn-based combat game, right? Like actual proper like JRPG style turn-based combat I could go back to is like Legends of Dragoon. I could go back to Legends of Dragoon because that was like really engaging with its combat, because while you're doing the combat, it's got the additions system where it's, you know, you got to press the buttons at the right time and it's engaging, right? Have I ever played Grandia? I have. Played Grandia. I've played the Tales of games. I've played the Trails of games. I've played a lot of video games. Bunny now, thank you for the follow-up. Enjoy your stay, however long it is. But yeah, so yeah, that's why, again, I don't hate Pokemon. You don't play East? I did play East. I did play East. Ask GVG. I've played East. GVG knows I've played East. Oh, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. I've played that. I've played Mario and Luigi. I did not play Brothers in Time or like any of the ones after Bowser's Inside Story, but I've played Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story. You read your copy of Dragoon we still have? I mean, I don't have a PS1. Honestly, Meyer, what I'd really appreciate for you to bring, the real thing I would appreciate you bringing would be my Wii. That red Wii. I'd love it if you brought me my Wii. Call a doctor if you have a red Wii. Chat, I have a red Wii. I have one of the limited edition red Wiis, which I didn't even know was limited edition. I didn't know it was a special version of the Wii. My mom was just like, it's red. I'ma get it for my child. Would I show my girl my red Wii though? I don't, that would require me to have a girl. That would require me to have a girl. But if I did, yes, I would, consensually. I would look at them and be like, babe, I love you. Would you like to look at my red Wii? Would you like to see my red Wii? And then, you know, we'd go from there. We'd go from there. Haha. It wasn't Mario. Fun fact, Meyer, it wasn't Mario Kart that came with it. It was the new Super Mario Bros. Game that came with it. Because it came in, instead of coming in a actual like game case, it came in like a CD sleeve. Yeah, it came in like a CD sleeve. It came with that. So that Wii came with new Super Mario Bros. And Link's crossbow training. But I think that's because also got me the Wii Zapper. Cuz that came with the that came with the Wii Zapper. Right? The gun stock for it. Crossbow training fucked way more than it should have. Never forget that that game almost had Link holding an AK-47. Never forget the most crazed piece of lore for that game. And it's that Link almost had an AK-47. Yes, genuinely, for real. That is very real. The original design, the original pitch, for Link's crossbow training was Link has an AK-4. Link is teleported to real life Tokyo, Japan, and must use an AK-47 to defeat monsters that have also appeared in real life Tokyo, Japan. Nonchalanto, thank you for resubscribing. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, I am going to bed. I do need to go to bed. I know you just got here, Nonchalanto, but I do need to go to bed. I do need to sleep because I do work tomorrow. So, yeah. All right. Let me get rid of that. Yeah, it is. Can't be late if I never sleep. I need to sleep. I need to sleep. Especially with my meds. Especially with my new meds that are they do have a side effect of being a minor sedative. So it's a little hard to stay awake sometimes. Chat, I do not want to send you guys to Resident Evil 9. I do not want to send you guys to Resident Evil 9 because I want to play Resident Evil 9 myself. So I don't want to catch any spoilers. So I actually, like, I refuse to send you guys to that. I'm gonna send y'all to Maximilian, dude. I am gonna send y'all to Maximilian, who is playing the Avatar: The Last Airbender fighting game because of the beta. All right, that's where I'm sending y'all. I'm sending y'all to Maximilian, dude. Gonna play Resident Evil later though. I won't be there. I won't be there for it. I'm going to bed. I heard you play Seika, fuck you. How dare you? How dare you? Alright. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. We should, hopefully, if we've done everything correctly, this Saturday, we should be back to the original gang's Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. We should hopefully be doing our best to beat it with that playthrough. And then Sunday, Soul Cleanse Sunday. Monday will probably be a short stream before I'm on Gary's stream to finish Quantum Break. Of which Monday will be Siege, because that's when new season starts for Siege with Solid Snake.